Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Midwest Motorsports Truck Series action here at Charlotte Roval. Tonight, we've got 12 trucks on the field, 11 that are currently in the session right now. Dustin Reinsell getting your pole position with Jason Phillips, Travis Jones, George Harris in your front two rows, Riley Harris, Marco Lavery, myself in seventh. 8th is Ron Schamer. 9th is Robert Lavery. John Asselin joins us again here in 10th place. Tyler Short and showing Norm Snyder in 12th if he pops back in. So the Roval has had an update since the last time we've been here in the Truck Series. They have gone for a longer section there for before getting back onto the NASCAR circuit. I'll try not to do anything too crazy. Least of all, hang on to one person's camera the whole time. Try not to. Maybe my the race director can come in here every once in a while and click a different button so we're not just on Travis Jones the whole race. But yeah, welcome back, folks, for the Truck Series. Last week we had some fun here with Eric Thaler getting the win. Right? I think Eric got the... Yeah, Eric got the win. Dustin got the win in the Cup Series, or in the Stock Cars Series. Be interesting to see. There should not be any full course cautions unless some big things happen here in the oval side. See, I click on exciting and it just immediately does something different. There we go. Now it's accepted. I said most exciting, so that's Travis Jones apparently. In case you're wondering, apparently Travis Jones is the most exciting driver according to iRacing. Or SDK. The pace truck is getting ready to come off the track here. Dustin Reinsett will be waiting for the flag man to wave the green flag here as we go through the final chicane. This will be interesting here. Green flag underway as everybody is off, headed to the heart attack corner. And most everybody makes it through the first turn. It's gonna be interesting where the Discord audio for the truck's noise is a little bit louder than my own. Just keeping an eye on the shifting and the engine noise and all that stuff. But at any rate, we have Dustin Reinsell getting passed by Jason Phillips early on. Phillips going to try and lead the first lap. And Dustin Reinsell was hoping for something a little different to start the race. Hoping to get the first lap, get some bonus points for leading a lap here. The rest of the trucks are pretty much single file going through the field. Oh. Broadcaster going through the grass, doing some lawn care. Of course, you don't see that right now because we're focused on Jason Phillips, who leads the first lap of the race. Be interesting to see what the pit cycle is. We've got about 41 laps to go in this race. Pit cycle will be about lap 15 to 18. I believe we have 2 sets of tires waiting for us. Dustin keeping up with Jason early on. And I am side by side with Robert Lavery a little bit further back in the field. I kind of miss the old layout personally, but just in time for NASCAR to be all done with the Roval. Have an incident up ahead of myself. Marco Lavery getting into the wall and NASCAR turn 2. Oh, Tyler Short losing it, and a whole bunch of incident happening there in the bus stop. I don't know if we can click the button here while we're driving without going crazy. Marco going on into the pits. Jason Phillips still leading. And I did it again. This might be a quick race for myself with only 15 incidents you can go into at the moment. The cameras are going to pan back to the chaos that happened at the bus stop, or they're going to attempt to. Well, whatever the case, back to live. John Aslan having some fun, getting himself into the wall a little bit behind Tyler Short. A shout out to the voice of Midwest Motorsports, our Tuesday night broadcaster, James J., the man behind the 7-time studio name, as he celebrates another year around the sun. And our league's very own Ray Bundren drives the number 45 on the Road Series. Both of them celebrating a birthday today. 4 laps down in the books here. Jason Phillips and Dustin Reinsettle still close to each other at the front of the pack. We continue to follow along with John Aslan as he heads on into the bus stop. He's chasing after your broadcaster here, and he does a donut inside the bus stop. That's not how he's going to be able to keep up. Well, it's okay. I keep trying to do donuts in the chicane on the front straightaway. Jason Phillips making everything look easy up there, setting a 1:25. 6:64 is the fastest lap of the race. Oh, into the barrier there I go. That's not how I'm going to keep John behind me either. It's one of your closest battles on the racetrack here. There's also a pretty good battle between Ron Schamer and Robert Lavery going on up ahead. Race leaders are currently working on lap 7 now. I very much miss Daytona. A little Congo line forming behind me here as Tyler Short, John Aslan, and Marco Lavery are catching up with each other here. Marco pit early with the damage that he received from his wall hit. Dustin Reinsettle continuing to follow along with Jason Phillips. Completely botched this track. Looks like John Aslan is done for the day. Oh, some action going on out front. I think I've just got to call it a day on my end here to get to some actual fun and excitement on the track. I'm missing out on some stuff here. I don't know if this is really the track to have tried the double there. Try to broadcast and commentate at the same time. But regardless, we're switching gears here. Trying to do cameras with my tablet, it wasn't really working very well. But thank you, Josh, for stepping in with those cameras and doing some camera work right there. Jason Phillips and Dustin Reinsettle not too far away from each other there. We had some interesting action after the chicane. Here we go again through the final turns. Dustin hoping to keep up with Jason. He's been keeping his nose to the grindstone here. They're about 2/3 of a full second behind. Excuse me there. Everybody else relatively spread out. Now we only have 8 cars left on the field here as Tyler Short is in pit lane. Myself, I am also in pit lane. But that's okay. I decided I'd rather be right here with 30 laps to go in the race instead of being behind the wheel on a track I'm not familiar with this layout on. Well, while we do some riding along here, let's talk a little bit about the drivers here. Right now we're in the DEI corner with Jason Phillips. Jason Phillips is our resident road guy. He is very well with the road cars, road series. It's kind of like the SVG of the Midwest Motorsports. Mainly racing in the road series when he first joined the league, then hopped on to Oval. He's been a truck guy for the most part since I've been racing in the league. And he's done very well on the road circuits, just like SVG has been. He's also done extremely well with the transition to the oval tracks. Sorry about the noise there. As he's pretty much led every single lap on this racetrack, but he's been dogged the entire time by P2 Dustin Reinsettle, who qualified on the pole. Getting close there through that turn. Of course, we're driving on the newer Charlotte Roval layout that was made in 2025. Of course, not to be raced. And there goes Jason into the pit lane, so Dustin Reinsettle will still get his lap led. We are about that point in time, folks. So the leaders have gotten to 13 laps. Now they can go further, but you gotta split these evenly or do something different here with the strategies. We'll see what Dustin has going for him here. That hairpin now the new turn 7. Heading on to the NASCAR circuit as Dustin goes in laps. Robert Lavery. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Marco in the Black Rifle truck. Travis Jones now takes over second place with Jason early pitting there. He's currently 24 seconds behind our race leader. Different paint scheme. This one's similar, or is the same paint scheme he raced last week. It's a different change from his usual RC car truck. Similar paint colors, though. Dustin Reinsettle coming on down pit lane himself. As Travis hoping to hold off Jason Phillips. Here you can see his last lap time compared to the leader's time. Jason Phillips here. Going around the outside in the chicane. Travis gets a little squirrely coming out of it. And off Jason Phillips goes. So he will take back the lead here. He did pit himself. Dustin Reinsettle coming on out. And Dustin will be regaining third place here. George Harris currently running fourth place ahead of his son Riley. Heading on through the infield section of the course, and that number 87 Dano Chevrolet. Oh, he's a pretty fast competitor, and his son has been pretty fast as well since joining the league. That number 49 Coca-Cola Chevy. They're looking to battle it out. The closest battle on the racetrack right here, folks, is this battle for fourth place between the two Harrises. Been a little while since 3 Harrises have been on the track at the same time. As far as I know, I'm not related to these two. There's always a possibility that there is some relation somewhere down here, but it's not an immediate one. Be interesting to find out. Travis Jones has found his way down pit lane now, and Dustin will go ahead and officially take over second. Robert Lavery is currently driving in 6th place, the number 33. And around the racetrack here in a slightly different truck. That's not the usual dark green Jack Lynx beef jerky. In 7th place, we have Ron Schamer, his Sunoco Toyota. Going down the front straightaway here. 26 laps to go, folks. Made it through 15 laps here. Leaders are getting close to finishing out lap 15. And we have Marco Lavery back here in 8th place. He was able to get his lap back. Through the pit cycle. Although he's still yet to pit himself. Actually, no, he pit early in lap 3. So cars who have not pit yet: George Harris, Riley Harris, Robert Lavery, and Ron Schamer. Tyler Short, was right behind Marco there. He is the only truck a lap down, still driving on the racetrack. And you have John, Aslan, and myself towards the back, as I've officially dropped out of the race. Travis Jones moved back down to 6th place right now behind Robert. George Harris and Riley Harris continuing this battle. Now it's for 3rd place. 22 seconds behind our 2nd place driver. Ron Schamer coming on down pit road. Right now these two are going into turn 7, the hairpin here. Our race leader is currently going through NASCAR turn 4. And down the front chicane. Side by side here as Travis Jones goes ahead and takes 5th place away from Robert Lavery. As they come on down the NASCAR section of the track, turns 1 and 2. Next closest battle on the racetrack here as we get close to the bus stop. So just for future reference, for those of you that are out there in the YouTube world, you're curious about this racing league a little bit, for the Truck Series, 30 incident points will cause a disqualification. 15 will have you doing a drive-through penalty. That is just the way of things. Once again, happy birthday to James Johnson and Robert. Wow, I'm gonna be bad here. Rick Bundren from our league, and anybody else out there who happens to have a birthday on March 6th. Next weekend's my wife's birthday, so you know I'm in trouble on Friday. Well, it looks like Riley has gotten ahead and got ahead of George. and he's going to come on down pit lane. George is going to continue to stay on the racetrack here as they go. He's got to be burning the fumes there this time around. Pretty tight on the fuel window there. But he's not the only one. Robert Lavery, who is now coming in himself. So 2 cars down pit lane. Tyler Shorts down here as well with myself. There's the number 40. Travis Jones having some issues coming out of turn 1. See what happened here. I'm guessing he might have just gotten loose. Ooh, Austin Powers move right there. And number 96 comes on into cardiac corner. Or heart attack corner. One of the two. And just gets extra loose coming on in. That slide job continuing as they comes down near pit lane, stops short of it, so does not hit the wall. Able to back out and get back on the racing surface. Dustin Rice Settle has the race lead with 22 laps to go here. He was able to get around Jason Phillips at some point. Jason still has the fastest lap time of the race. Guessing a slight mistake there caused the 88 to put down a 4-second slower lap time there. He is right behind some competition. It looks like Tyler Short is also retired from the race, so 8 drivers remain on the track racing right now. I believe that is Marco Lavery, who's right in front of Jason Phillips. That it is. He's going to let Jason go by this time. Slow exit out of the final corner, but able to make it through turn 1. Not much problem. He's got his father right behind him. A lot of father-son teams out here in this racing league. Speaking of racing leagues, we've got 3 of them. This is the Midwest Motorsports Truck Series. As you mentioned at the top of the race broadcast here. You can find all the information you'd like to know about this racing league on midwest-motorsports.com. Again, that's midwest-motorsports.com. Link is in the description on the YouTube channel. You click ahead on that website there. It'll show you all the information you need to join the racing league, whether it be one of our oval series or the road series. And catch up with the point standings, as well as some other information along with the Discord link. Signups are always free, always open for this fixed setup racing league. We have 3 different series running right now, as we generally do. On Friday nights, we're here with the Truck Series. The green flag drops at 9:55 Eastern. On Sunday nights, we have the Stock Car Series using the Xfinity cars, or the O'Reilly Auto Parts cars. On Sunday nights, with the green flag dropping at 8:25 Eastern. And Tuesday nights, we have the Road Series, green flag dropping at 7:30 Eastern. Again, all 3 of these racing series are free to join. They're open to beginners and anybody who's got the lower I ratings. You just want to learn racecraft, drive better, be competitive. Definitely got our aliens here and there on both the road side and on the oval side. but still a great place. A lot of guys in the league love to teach the new guys a few things here or there, keep you guys informed on just different ways to do better in your race. Dustin was trying to help me figure out some brake bias stuff, you know, by letting me know what his brake bias was. But that's something that you get in this league that you won't get in the official series. Even if somebody dumps you on turn 1, here we have a race director and admin group that are real good at keeping up with our penalties and being consistent. So that's a little bit about the league. The Oval Series, I currently broadcast as the broadcaster for that one. James Johnson, the voice of the Midwest Motorsports Racing League, has joined me in the past due to some continuing health stuff he's got going on, where he's trying to recoup from some surgeries and health issues. Has been unable to join me for those. Can't wait for him to be able to do that. But in the meantime, it's just great to have him broadcasting on Tuesdays. But it's just me out here Friday nights and Sunday nights. If you're ever curious about possibly joining me in the broadcast booth or doing some time broadcasting yourself, or just curious about the league, again, feel free to check out that link, join the Discord, join the league, and see what you can do, whether it's behind the wheel or up here talking my ear off. At any rate, on Tuesday nights, James Johnson is joined by Adam Sondag, another amazing broadcaster. Riley doing some early donuts there off of the front straightaway. A little early to celebrate, but I guess celebrating James Johnson's birthday is reason enough. And Rick Bundren. But great broadcast team outside of myself. I guess being humble is kind of hard sometimes. But at any rate, all 3 series have about an hour practice session beforehand. Oval Series, when we come to road course, we'll have 10 minutes for qualifying. But usually we'll have 5 minutes. And then 10 minutes for the road series pretty much everywhere. Don't know if we have anything on tap for any endurance races this season for the road series, but we've had those in the past. We raced the Porsche Pickup on the road series. It's been a pretty cool experience so far. Dustin Reinsell continues to lead this race by 2.75 seconds. Now, almost 3 seconds over Jason Phillips. 2 other cars remain on the lead lap, that being Travis Jones and George Harris. We should be seeing pit stops here pretty soon, as these guys came in lap 13 for Jason, lap 14 for Dustin, and lap 15 for Travis Jones. George Harris was able to keep it out of pit lane until lap 20, so kudos to him. Oh, I forgot to mention, we also have a pretty awesome race director, Josh Watt, who joins me on the track on Tuesday nights, driving the number 20 Porsche. Does a great job up here, keeping an eye on the sky, throwing the flags when they're needed. Usually not if there's a bottle randomly on track. And he sometimes helps with the cameras. He's been real great as well with keeping an ear out for whatever I'm saying, making sure that I keep informed on some different things going on, whether somebody's got penalties or whether somebody's dropped from the race for whatever reason. And helping out where needed. So just shout out to you, Josh, for all you do. Whoa, boy! Dustin Reinsell flying on into pit lane. Don't know if he got caught speeding there. It's only 45 miles, or actually 40 miles an hour down this pit lane. So, we might be seeing the Rhinestittle having a penalty there. That was awfully fast. I don't know if he got the black flag for it or not, but I can hear him now. Josh, can I have a black flag removed? I'm just kidding. Both lead cars taking their last set of tires here, and nope, I guess no penalty for Dustin Rhinestittle, but Jason Phillips not far behind as he comes out. Two of them getting up to speed here. And these guys should be all set for the rest of the race. 16 laps to go. Yep, apparently was able to lock it up just in time to avoid the speeding penalty. The camera angle makes it look like these guys are going slideways through turn 7. That hairpin turn right there. So we've got some trucks getting back on the lead lap. George Harris, Riley Harris, and Robert Lavery all getting the lap back. The battle for the lead is still your closest battle on track. Travis Jones, 28 seconds behind Jason Phillips. And the next closest battle is between Marco Lavery and Ron Schamer, where that's less than 8 seconds now. I could go back out on track, put a couple laps down, and pass by Tyler Short here. I'm not going to do that. I will take my retirement from the race with some dignity, even though it says I'm still on the pits. My pit crew's probably angry, like, come on, dude, let's go. You've been sitting here for 20 minutes. Jason Phillips sliding through the grass now, doing some mowing as he just... Oh, he's still sliding there. Getting through turn 6 was somehow difficult there for him. Not sure what happened. A little bit too much throttle input or something, and Dustin is 12 seconds away. Can't even say it's the broadcaster curse. I didn't sit there and say he was going to win the race. Well, speaking of leaders, let's head up to Dustin Rhinestittle and take a ride along and see what's going on here. Let's actually do a ride along. So this is a lap here at the new Charlotte Roval. Again, a track that NASCAR is not visiting this year after the update last season. Dustin getting a little squirrely there at a turn 7. Marco Lavery doing his last pit stop. 14 laps to go. Just surprises me you can do that in the bus stop. And that was a ride along. Next up in the Truck Series, a race I probably could actually do this better at, Talladega. That's right, Ricky Bobby home track next Friday night. 71 laps around the Super Speedway for the Truck Series. And then on Sunday night, the Stock Car Series will be headed to Dover this Sunday. In 2 days' time, the Stock Car Series will be riding along at Dover International Speedway for 200 laps. And then on the 15th, they'll be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Road Series is off this week, this coming week. They may have a fun run. Not quite sure yet what their plans are doing. But the race afterwards, when we come back on the 17th, so on St. Patrick's Day, we'll be driving at Monza. It's actually 20 minutes for qualifying, 10 minutes per class. So you got the Pro Division and the AM Division. I'm not going to do that thing where I say the thing I said. Okay, fine, I'll do it. There's no amateurs around here. Somebody is going to have a problem at Monza next week. I just feel it now. Now that I said that. Actually, it won't be next week, the week after. All right, the race lead now down to about 11 seconds. As Jason continues to try. Oh, you guys are keeping me up. Try and chase down Dustin Reinsettle. I kid. If I slept better during the week, then I wouldn't be tired. Go figure. "12 laps to go, almost 11 laps to go here as Dustin comes back to the stripe. 11 seconds ahead of Jason Phillips. Dustin looking on the back end of that Dano's Chevrolet. See if he can lap George Harris this lap. This weekend, in the real world of NASCAR, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series will be racing at Phoenix Raceway on Saturday at 7:30. Be followed by Sunday night action at Phoenix, 3:30 p.m. with the Cup Series. Tyler Reddick looking to see if he can get 4 in a row, give himself an even bigger advantage in the point standings. The Australian Grand Prix will be 11 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. Currently qualifying action. The first race of the F1 season. Formula One Qatar Airways Australian Grand Prix. Let's see if I can pull up the practice sessions here. Did I lose connection or something? Did my computer... Well, I guess we're back to this. I'm going to be doing this on my phone because apparently the computer decided it's done for the day. So that's cool. While that's going on, I'll just switch to tablet mode for the time being. We got anybody close? We do, actually. There's Marco Lavery and Ron Shaw are battling. Eight laps to go. See if I can reboot the studio. Gap, however, has increased between Marco Lavery and Ron Schamer. Ahead. Dustin Reinstedel is off. Ron Schamer is off as well. Let's go back to Dustin. Jason Phillips is back on the same straightaway as our race leader. 7 to go. This time by our race is now down to the final down to 2 seconds between the two drivers duking it out. 7 to go after that incident. Let's see if we can see what happened there. We'll go back to live in just a moment, folks. I see exactly what happened here that caused our race leader to have an issue. It looks like Marco Lavery got into him. Coming out of turn 1, or turn 2, Dustin having a big run. And as they get into turn 3, they have plenty of room. I don't know if something happened, but some oversteer happened for Marco. Taps the rear end of Dustin Reinsettle, who slides all the way through turn 4. Ron Schamer already doing some burnouts. In the middle of the infield, Dustin tries to save it, ends up hitting the wall, getting some left front damage. We'll go back to live action here. 5 laps to go. Dustin going through the same stretch of track. Jason Phillips now 3 seconds behind. So our race leader's having some issues. I don't know if I'm going to get this thing reset in time to get it back to the proper booth. But hopefully so far the secondary booth is working out okay. Here we are, turn 4, or the final turn. Through the chicane, 4 laps to go this time by. The lead is back up now. It's 3.4. As Dustin continues to run away. Jason Phillips doing some early leading here. A little race recap before to go. 4 lead changes. Dustin Ryan Settle, of course, your race leader. He's led 20 of the 41 laps for today, with a couple more laps to go. Jason Phillips leading 18. Remaining laps. I don't believe we have the most laps led. Probably a driver. I mean, as far as my computer goes, probably a driver on the inside didn't get updated when it needed to, and that probably caused the crash there. At any rate, 3 laps to go. Reinsettle continues to hold that lead. Not giving up on it. I'll click to restore some of our down tabs. The studio is back up in action here. So I'm going to go ahead and log off on the phone and switch back to the studio. There we go. That will make doing the interviews much easier. 2 laps to go. 4 seconds is now the difference here. And I'll show you this little track map here. Now the green dot, again, that's Dustin Reinsettle highlighted. Jason Phillips is this black dot right here. And then Travis Jones, that little red dot ahead of those two. I think at this point, the only way Jason will end up getting the victory is if something else happens to Dustin. Now, I did say he was going to get cursed with the commentator's curse during practice, but I was not expecting that to have been what happened here. White flag waves for the number 11 U Pike Chevrolet. Excuse my nose. I was clicking on results of practice. Do I dare click it again? I guess I did. So for the Formula One Qatar Airways Grand Prix, George Russell had the fastest lap time after 23 laps during the final practice. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc for Ferrari actually getting second and third, where Oscar Piastri for McLaren got fourth. Isaac Hajar and Max Verstappen for Red Bull are 5th and 6th through practice. And if you're curious, the Cadillac duo, 19th and 20th of 21 cars through practice. Dustin Reinsettle coming on down from turn 4. NASCAR 4 through the final chicane and will come home the winner. What a victory for that number 11 U Pike Chevrolet. Came into this race not expecting a win, just hoping to get a couple of points for leading the lap. Figured that Jason was going to run away with this one. And ends up winning his 10th truck race of the season. Jason Phillips still in the hunt for his first of the year. Couple cars still left out on the track here to finish their final lap before we can pull up the results on screen. There's Riley Harris crossing the line. And finally, Travis Jones. All right, let's pop those results on the screen here. I'll read them out as we call in the drivers from the race. See if everybody can get in here. So first off, we got Dustin Reinsel with the win, Jason Phillipson second, Travis Jones third, George Harrison fourth, Riley Harris finishes in fifth, Marco Lavery sixth, seventh will be Ron Schaumer, Robert Lavery finishes in eighth, Tyler Short in ninth place, followed by myself from the pits in 10th. John Asselin rounds out the rest of the field that came today in 11th. And Norm Snyder, well, he was there practice. He will finish this race in 12th. So I got to do good for the points standings here. I'm going to give the guys just about another minute or two to see if they'll come into the chatter. Do their interviews. Promise it'll just be like another minute or two. And we're going to leave the screen on to Travis Jones here, see if he can pop on up. Otherwise, we will move on to who we do have available. Oh, well, Travis Jones just let me know that he does not actually have a mic tonight. I mean, he does, just talking to you guys right now. So that will be not Travis Jones joining us. All right, well, we do have one guy in the booth here ready for an interview. Dustin Reinsel, your race winner. Dustin, we got a copy. Dustin?
Yeah, I got you. Sorry, I had my mic muted.
I was muted again. Good gravy.
What's up?
At any rate, well, you had some stiff competition there at the early going, man. I don't know what happened between you and Jason there towards the middle section of the race. Why don't you go over how your race went, man, and yeah.
Well, stint number one, Jason kind of took off. It's really hard to start on the left side on the restart zone here. So he had the lead going into one right off the bat, but my plan all along, I didn't think I was going to get the pole. So my plan was kind of to follow him and try to learn a little bit, just because he's the road course guru for the league. So just trying to learn a little bit following him, and I did actually change where I was shifting in a couple of the corners. But it just looked like he was wearing his tires out. I don't know what he had his brake bias set at, but it seemed like once we got through the 10 laps, he couldn't get the power down on exit, which is something that I'm pretty good at in the trucks. Um, so I kept gaining there. That was kind of the only place I was gaining. He was still braking and shifting better than I was, but I was getting him on the exit when I was putting the power down, and he kind of caught me off guard. I almost rear-ended him when he pit the first cycle. It was a little late, but I didn't have any chance to react and try to cover him. And then I got stuck behind a couple lap cars in the next couple corners. He came out with like a 4.5 second gap.
Mhm.
So I just kind of put my head down and was trying to basically run qualifying laps. And as I was starting to get, I think I got around 3-something seconds behind him, and he had a self spin on the last chicane, and then I got the lead. And then we kind of stayed right at that couple seconds mark, like 3-4 seconds, pretty much the whole rest of the run until we pit again. And I think he had I think he went off track or something. And then he ended up getting about 10 or 12 seconds behind, and that kind of gave me a pretty big gap. Thankfully, had a little bit of contact there with the lap car. Almost saved it, but didn't. So it got real interesting again. He got like a second and a half or 2 seconds behind, and I started sweating because I hit the left front of the truck. So, like on the
Mm.
hairpin going back out into turn two, I couldn't. I was basically turning the truck with the gas. But that was really the only, oddly enough, it was like the only corner that it was affecting it in. I was kind of drifting in turn one, but that was pretty much it. So I was just trying to match his lap times after that and keep the gap that I had. But honestly, it would have been really close if he didn't have that self spin or either one of them. I was kind of just planning on trying to follow him and not lose any points if I could.
Yeah, I will say after that incident there, I mean, it would have definitely given him the lead back if he didn't have that self spin there in turn 6. But yeah, it was definitely a tight run between the two of you for most of the race. I know that was you thought that you'd have a little bit for him. I know you didn't necessarily think you were going to be able to beat him or anything at this track, and you were able to make it happen, which is great for you. It's your 10th win on the year here in the Truck Series. I'm
Yeah, I'll
also
take
here.
any road wins.
I was just getting some reports from him that he needed a little bit of butter. He got himself a sunburn today at a car show. So
Oh,
that's
Phillips.
uh that's no fun trying to drive
Yeah, no doubt.
with that.
Phillips is he's a trooper, man. He's had some tattoos, infections,
Hmm.
and all kinds of back problems in the seat, and he's still here pretty much every week. So shout out to Phillips for that. And then before I go, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't type it in the chat, and then you said I was gonna get the commentators cursed for not doing it. And when I had the contact there with a couple to go, I was like, oh my god, it really happened. But happy birthday to James. So there, I got that out of the way.
You
And
did.
I thought the curse was gonna happen. But shout out to James and you for everything you do. I'm not sure how old James is, so we'll just say he's 21. Everybody seems to like that age.
Yeah, he's 21 again. Yep, that's for sure. Well, at any rate, thank you for coming on in here, Dustin, and we will see you on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dover Motor Speedway, your race winner there, Dustin Reinsettle. All right, folks. Well, this is Michael Harris Jr. once again coming to you from the 7 Time Studios. And before we head on out, just props again, Jason Phillips for being a trooper there, making it through the race with the sunburn. Travis Jones driving without a headset or a microphone, able to make it through the race without hearing all the brake noise and everything else, bringing it in third. So good races for everybody. There's a couple of us that definitely needed more practice. I know I did for this track. But I'm glad to be back here behind the booth. And we just look forward to Sunday night where the guys will be at Dover Motor Speedway. And once again, happy birthday. I know I've said this several times throughout the session, but happy birthday, James J. and Rick Bundren for a league. And yes, I made a comment about the commentator's curse. Anybody that didn't say happy birthday and all that stuff, and I joked about how I'd be the commentator's curse driving around on the racetrack. And you know what? Didn't happen that way. Made for some interesting racing when the always consistent drivers slip up a little bit here or there. But at any rate, for James J., Adam Sondag, the rest of the broadcast team and admin team here, hope you all stay in your lane, and we'll see you Sunday night at Dover.